My name is Amanda Burke, and I'm the vicar at Redeemer Lutheran Church. And I'm so glad you joined us for Bedtime Bible Stories tonight, for children and children at heart. So tonight, we're reading out of the Spark Story Bible. And if this is a Bible that you have at home, I'd invite you to read along with us. If you don't have this Bible at home, feel free to contact us and we can help you get one. So we're on page 34, and we're going to read the story of Abraham and Sarah's visitors. When Abraham was 99 years old, he and his wife, Sarai, were still waiting for God's promise of a huge family to come true. Abram was getting frustrated. He asked God, "What are you waiting for?" God spoke to Abraham. "I will keep my promise, and I will change your names. Instead of Abram, your name will be Abraham. Instead of Sarai, your wife will be Sarah." Abraham was afraid of what God said. He thought he was too old to become the father of so many people. And his wife was too old to have children. He fell on his face and peeked up with one eye. Could God really make such a thing happen? Later, as Abraham was sitting by the tent, he saw 3 strangers walking towards him. Abraham squinted into the sun and wondered who would be visiting him on such a hot day. "Hi," Abraham said when they arrived. "You must be tired from traveling. Would you like to sit down and rest and have some food?" Quickly, Abraham asked Sarah to make some bread. He ordered his servants to prepare some meat. Sarah stood hiding in the tent, listening to the visitors. Who were they? Why had they come to her house? And why were they talking about her? She leaned in a little closer. "Your wife Sarah will have a son," the visitors said to Abraham. Sarah started to laugh. Didn't they know that she was too old to have a child? The visitors looked up. "Why is Sarah laughing?" they asked. "Doesn't she believe God's promise will happen?" God's promise to Abraham did happen. Sarah had a baby boy and named him Isaac, which means laughter. Abraham and Sarah's family grew and grew and grew, and God blessed each generation with laughter and happiness. It's the end of our story, and it's a story about promises. And one of the things that God promises us is that God will love us forever and ever, no matter what. There's nothing you can do for God to love you anymore, because God's love is that big already. And there's absolutely nothing that can ever happen for God to love you any less. Let's pray together. The Lord be with you. Dear God, we thank you for loving us and making promises to us to love us and everyone else forever and ever. Thank you for the family that Sarah and Abraham had and how you blessed the world through them. And all God's children said, Amen. I'm really glad that you joined us for a Bible story tonight. And I hope that you always remember that you are a loved child of God.